I don't think I was ready to stay at that level yet. I would have benefited a lot as an 18-year-old to go to an English Open.
First of all, I suppose we should start, what do we think that the current philosophy around competing is internationally?
We're discussing how do you become world champion? From dojo to world champion, how do you do it?
It's not even about becoming a better fighter. You need to be comfortable. You can go and train with world champions and feel like you're doing okay, but if you can't replicate it because you're not comfortable and you haven't done it before, it's a massive jump, and it's a bit of a deer in the headlights type thing. It can be.
Your end goal is the top of the ladder, which is world champion. Yeah. But right now your aim is the next step on that ladder.
I want to find success, and I've been very vocal about that. I want to find success at a Series A first.
Welcome back to the Kaizen Culture Pod, where we are keeping the conversation moving within Australian karate. My name is Mitchell Durham, here as always with Nathan Blockley. We have a special guest on today's episode, Max Noble, and if you're watching on YouTube, you can see that we are on the road in a completely different location. We're free and available always wherever you get your podcasts, whether it be on Apple or Spotify. We're also watchable on YouTube. While you're on the YouTube, please jump onto the WKF YouTube channel to watch our brand new podcast. The World Karate Cast comes out every fortnight on the off week. And remember to give the podcast a rating if you are enjoying the content. Now, we're in the Nobles household. This is crazy. Thanks, Max, for letting us be here. Why are we here?
Well, we just finished up with the training camp in Super Cinema. Good start. And yeah, it's good to have you. It's kind of cool to set it all up a little bit differently, all the Kaizen culture stuff.
Yeah, it's wicked.
I'm honestly a little bit jealous. We spent ages redesigning the pod studio, and now we're here, and I'm loving this backdrop. We got this new sign, which is incredible.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, this is made by Justin Marajek, who's one of the dads from Shindo Karate Academy, Association, that's generously given us an amazing sign, and he was a part of the Super Seminar, and he's done a few different signs as well, like the one behind you guys as well. So thank you so much, Justin, for all that you do for supporting Kaizen.
The other thing is this couch, your armchair. This is way better than our studio.
It's pretty good, but this is very luxe. This is very luxury.
It is.
It's very good. Max, we haven't even introduced you yet. So, Max Noble, long-time national team member, state team member, 13 years on the national team.
Long time.
17 years on the state team. You're from Shindo Karate Association, actually the head instructor of the Gisborne branch, just recently, right?
Yeah, but going on for a year now.
Wow.
A year and a bit.
Congratulations. How's that going?
It's sick. It's very exciting getting to train the next generation, get my own little Shindo squad, trying to be like old mate Wayno. So we'll get there one day.
Yeah. Well, so yeah, you're a family club.
Yeah.
Under Sensei Wayne and Annie Noble, which is a very strong club in Victoria. But personally, you're the minus 84 kilograms male kumite athlete, multiple-time national and Australian Open champion, 4-time Oceania champion, bronze medals at the Budapest Open and USA Open. You've got a 5th in the Series A in Chile in 2018 as an 18-year-old. That's wild. Junior World representative twice, and you've been in the men's team event at the Senior World Championships 3 times in 2018, 2023 and 2024. Very decorated athlete at only 25 years old. It's pretty amazing to have you here, mate, and I consider you one of my closest friends in the team. So it's nice to have you on finally for the podcast.
Thank you for the introduction. That was very good. Thank you.
If you do say yourself, that's pretty good. I think it's wicked. I don't know how many people would know all the results and all that sort of stuff, and it's not really broadcasted very much. So a lot of the kids in the karate community know you, and see you around, but they wouldn't know all this sort of stuff here. It's it's a privilege to have you on a part of it. So we started with the Super Seminar, as you said. And I think that was probably a good place to start, where we came in and we had all the top athletes from Australia who represented the World Championships take a session. You had your session. You were pretty happy with your session?
Yeah, I had fun taking my session. It was a good one. Threw a few people around.
Who was that? I don't have a broken back or anything.
I think everybody's seen it on social media.
If you look at the Kaizen Culture Instagram, you might see it. But it was good fun, interacting with all the kids and the seniors and adults and all that as well. It very good thing you guys are doing. Like someone's been needing to do this for a while, so I'm very jealous I didn't have this growing up. So yeah.
What do you think the most important part about like the super seminar is? Because obviously a lot of people get value out of it, like the kids and all that sort of stuff. But why are you jealous that you didn't have this? Like what's the main reason?
Look, I can just remember myself growing up, like if I'm like Bailey Wright or Xavier or little James from Samurai, all these kids, I was them once. I remember myself sitting on the sideline watching Leon Romery, all these old names, Sergi, Sonari, and being like absolutely idolizing them, and Tommy Olsen, oh boy. But being able to, like, if I had something where I could interact with them and train with them, I had little bits where I got to train, like do sessions with a few of them, but I was a little bit older and more part of the national team. So just the interaction, being able to get to know them rather than just see them on the mat, and like get to know the person they are, and learn from them as well. Because a lot of the people, like yourself, the girls, Daniel, like Ben, and all these people, Rory last year, all have a lot to offer, and like I learn even just watching the seminar, being a part of it. So it's very special.
It is good, hey?
Yeah, I think that was like the initial thought was it was a great session where you could pass your knowledge on, but it was a side effect, that connection that we can now build through the super seminar that, you're right, didn't exist when we were growing up competing. I idolised those people as well, and being from WA, we didn't have a connection with any of them.
Yeah.
I think I remember like once Christina did like a seminar just after she won the World Championships. And I vaguely remember, I think I was like 12.
Yeah.
But I remember that being just like...
That in Perth?
Yeah.
Yeah, she did one in Melbourne as well.
I think she did a world tour. An
Australian
Australian tour. She went around and did like... I think I still have the poster where it's like a little koala or something. Have you seen it? Or a quokka? Maybe I'm thinking of something else.
I can't remember the post. I remember it was at Marta Day. And
it was at Marta Day.
I do remember that it was fantastic.
It was so good.
It was that opportunity that we didn't get a lot of. And if we had more of that, it would have done wonders for our aspirations to become that, world champion, national champion, what have you. So
we had so many kids turn up as well, and not just kids, but we had some adults come up to the super seminar. So super grateful and thankful for everyone to turn up on that day. The 2 days, it's a massive 2 days. Like we were smashed by the end of it. Like 2 full days, it was like almost 10 hours of kumite training on top of, having lunch together and a couple of extra sessions like mobility and the question and answers and all that sort of stuff. So really, really big 2 days, but super thankful for all the instructors that dedicated their time and effort and committed to the sessions, which, you can't do it without them. So that's an important part as well. You need the buy-in from all the instructors as well. So like yourself, Max, can't thank you enough for giving your time and spreading your knowledge for all the kids that attended. So I think it's super valuable for not just the kids, but I think for the connection for the instructors as well.
Yeah, absolutely.
We spent so much time together those last 2 days, or the 2 days for the seminar. So I think it's wicked.
Yeah, and it's like double the size that it was last year. So it was such a bigger weekend. We had 50-ish athletes for Saturday and again on Sunday. So it was an incredible amount of training for these athletes, and I think we can only get bigger. But I feel like we got some feedback from the parents. Another thing, I think every time we do this, we're going to start realizing different ways why it's beneficial for the community. For me, this one, talking to the parents, we tried to interact with the parents and ask them why did they invest in the super seminar for their kids. And a big feedback was the interstate connection. Like we had 50 kids this time. There were a lot of interstaters, like at least 15 or so that came from interstate, participated, and that's a training partner that a lot of kids don't usually get. So that was super valuable. And I think another thing, like I'm ranting a little bit here, but for the athletes that are participating, seeing training with interstate athletes makes like nationals and Australian Open a little bit less of a big deal mentally. They feel less of a jarring, like, oh my God, I'm at nationals competing against this interstate athlete that I have no idea who they are. And no, and I'm scared of them a little bit. And the feedback was, yeah, training with them, it sort of like takes the pressure off a little bit so they can perform better on the national stage.
It's a good point. I haven't thought about that.
Well, we didn't until the parents said it. Yeah.
Yeah.
It just goes to show like how much we value people's feedback, and parents just engaging with us and letting us know your opinions, and if something wasn't quite to your expectation, or if you actually just really love something, just let us know. We just want to keep improving. It's literally the definition of Kaizen. So, well, I guess we'll move on, because we moved on pretty quickly after that super seminar, and we got stuck into the training camp that we set up for the Series A. So that's the reason why we're sort of leading into this in Melbourne. We're preparing for the Series A, which is this week. By the time this episode comes out, it's a massive one. And we have a lot of Australians going. We have 32 registered under Australia, and then there's an extra special mention, William Fung, who's registered under Malaysia because he has a Malaysian passport. But I'm just going to quickly read out these athletes who are registered for this Series A.
Yeah, we'll check back in half an hour when you finish.
I know, it's a lot. So we got Zara Tay, Emily Newen, Tara Boyd, Jess Scully, Stephanie Goal, Xenia Bromley. That's all for female kata. That's a stacked division. We've got Cindy Trung, Celia Tran, Georgie Lawrence, Sophia Du, Yelena Kalejic, Iris Webb, Yvette Stolk, Tess Gerati, and Laura Golding. So that's the females there. We got Sean Ewan, Harrison Knight, Dylan Fisher, Zachary Tay, Richard Baskin, Declan Squire, Rory Attridge, Thomas Kearns, Trevor Khan, myself, Ben Harvey, Jess Bromley, Maxi Noble over here, Jonathan Freund, Brendan Lowe, and Daniel Thielen. Holy moly.
Is that 31 athletes?
I think it's 30. Well, no, because Crystal Boyce was registered, but I don't think she.
No, but then I think Brendan Lowe registered, so I think it cancels out a little bit. I think it's 31 athletes that we have competing from Australia at this Series A, which is unheard of. I don't know how many competed in Jakarta 2022.
I think there was probably. I feel like there was about 20 athletes.
Yeah, so that's like a 50% increase.
But even still, that was huge, and it just felt like. But this is wicked. We got a lot of coaches going as well. Yep. So it feels like a big group tour, which is nice, and it's always good to travel with a team. Big comp coming up, and we wanted to set up a training camp in the lead up to that, because we feel that training camps in the lead up to a competition is good, not only just for preparation physically, but as a team as well, like establishing that connection and that bond. How did you see this week folding out, Max?
Yeah, well, first of all, having that many people going sick, like it's doesn't happen very often, getting to go with so many Australians. So very excited for that. But no, this week it was really good. Like good preparation for myself, just mentally, like you said, mentally and physically and all that, and as a team. But yeah, we had a few tough sessions. So I'm pretty cooked. So it's a good time to chill now before Thursday, and weigh-ins on Thursday. But no, it's good fun. Like the main thing for the team camps for me is like getting to see all you guys come down, like being a part of that team. That's a big part of the reason why I still compete, is seeing all my friends, training with all my friends, fighting them.
Don't cry, Nathan.
Yeah,
it's cute. That's what I'm just saying.
No, but it makes the training much better, and we're all very competitive against each other as well, even in training. So yeah, got a lot out of it.
Yeah, it's good as well. Like we had Sensei Nori and Sensei Mark Golding come over, the head national coaches. Mm-hmm. They're also they'll be going over to Malaysia to be the coaches there, not officially like leading a tour, but when you have the national coaches from both disciplines going to this tournament, you want to establish that connection. So they both came, and we provided that sort of platform for them to spread their expertise, but also just connect and train with the team. So that was really good. So thanks for their involvement in that, which I'm sure the kata was... we watched a little bit of the kata, and I was just like, I'm terrified of Nori. I'm so glad I'm not doing kata anymore.
It's like night and day. Nori when she's coaching, and Nori when she's just going about her day.
Oh, she's lovely. She's so sweet. And then it's just like I'm watching her counting for Emily, doing movements. I'm just like, oh my gosh, no thanks. Like, it's so stressful.
And I can remember that feeling as well, like doing kata and being like, especially when you're counting, so it's not like free paced sort of thing, and you're like standing in your stance with a punch out. And you're looking forward and you can sense nori coming from like the side, and you know you got to get hit. It's like a leg hit or it's like shoulders. It must be terrifying.
No.
It's an interesting thing with Carter. They say you got to like command presence. I feel like she does, like even when she's teaching.
Yeah.
Everyone's just like,
Yeah. Like level 10,000 aura, I reckon. That's it. It's insane. You reckon you could do a couple of sessions with Nori?
no chance.
I'd love to see you Takioko Shodan.
No.
She'd break me. She'd break me.
I wouldn't have done the warm up.
Yeah. But yeah, like this training camp, like we've done these training camps for a while now, like probably unofficially for a long time, just coming over and hanging out, and it is literally the best ever. Like I just wish we could be doing it all year round and more regularly. How do you see a space for us doing this more, and like why is it so important for us to do this? Because you say it's, you know, good preparation, but maybe it's not necessarily in the lead up to a competition, but just throughout the year. Like we've done training camps just for no reason, you know, just getting together.
Well, I think it has to happen. Like, you see, like personally, I feel like I've improved just after this week, just training with you, Daniel, Ben, the girls, and building that connection, like for next year, for Team Worlds as well, if that's something that everyone's planning to do.
That's not a question.
It's
Everyone signed a contract.
Yeah.
Oh, did we?
Yeah, we signed a contract. We're locked in.
Maybe we need contracts in karate.
Oh,
That'd be
how
an
good would that
interesting
be?
thing. Yeah.
Signing contracts.
Like
locked in.
long-term contracts.
Oh, very
Charlie
good.
Kerno.
No pay, no pay at all.
Oh, yeah,
But
no
just
pay.
commitment to spend money, pretty much. it's a rough contract.
Yeah, that's tough. I just see a space where we can get together more regularly. Like I know in recent history, a lot of people have been spending money to go overseas and compete, and like, you know, you've done this a lot. But I don't know what your thoughts are on, like, you know, you go overseas and do a training camp with an international coach and international athletes, and you know, it's fantastic. It's a lot of money and it's a lot of investment, but I firmly believe that we can achieve that same level of benefit internally in our own country with the athletes that we've got and the coaches that we have here. Not saying not to do those international trips, because they're fantastic and they add value, but to do it more consistently, we can do it in Australia. You know,
Definitely. I think there's still a place for like the Europe tours,
Absolutely.
going and training within reason though. Oh, it's not sustainable to go over January, then go back in June, then go back in whatever it is, September, and then still hoping to do Australian Open Nationals and all this. It's not sustainable. So if we can find a way to manage to do that in Australia and really get the same thing out of it, like training with each other. We have such good athletes here in every division. So like to me, it's the same thing. It's just further away if you go and do it.
It's definitely shifted to the messaging that I got growing up competing. It was, if you want to make it to that level, you have to live in Europe, essentially. Yeah. And you just have to train with the best. And the Australians weren't termed the best, you know, but I think that mind shift has shifted. Athletes are stronger as a group now. And I think you can train with the best right here in Australia. You don't need to go to Europe to do that.
I think it also helps maintain the culture of the squad, and I know it's such an individual sport. You know, we're competing by ourselves out there, but like, you know, like you said, the team event Worlds is next year. It's every second year. We have Oceania every year. that team unity and connection and culture needs to be nurtured all year round, or at least every year. And if we have more regular training camps, whether even if it's just a weekend or so, that hits that spot that we need to make sure that we keep going for. But the hardest thing is like, mate, I'm from Perth. Getting over to Melbourne is like $700. So that's always the biggest hitter, right?
Career and money. It makes it really tough. But I think there's space for it in the future where athletes are at least their expenses are covered.
Yeah. And I just wanted to quickly say a big shout out to the Noble family, Wayne and Annie, who've been super generous in their hospitality, who've just, like, we're in their house commandeering this room to record a podcast, but always try to acknowledge the efforts that the Noble family put into. Your family's been doing this for so many years, facilitating training camps and hosting people, and like just doing as much as they can to provide support and help out as much as they can for nothing in return. Like there's been no I don't know, it feels like there's no restrictions in things like that. If you're a good person and you can help out as much as you can, like that's something that's extremely valued in the karate community. And just want to say a big thank you to Wayne and Annie and the Shindo organisation. So that's you as well.
Limit in their generosity, that's for sure.
Yeah,
I'll say on behalf of Wayno and Annie, we appreciate it very much. Thank you very much. That was very nice.
No, it's true. It's all true. So yeah.
And then on that same topic, also a big thank you to Samurai Karate Australia, who hosted the training camp, the kata portion of the training camp, and also the joint sessions on Tuesday and Friday.
On a public holiday, might I add.
Public holiday, yep. Opening their dojo up to facilitate that training. We couldn't have done it without them. So.
Yeah, no, it's doesn't go unnoticed. I believe we should take a little short break. And then we'll get into talking about this big juicy segment that we want to get into after this.
Fantastic.
You ready, Max?
I'm ready.
We are back from the break, and it's time to get into a topic that has been talked about for a little bit now. It's discussions around Australia, and it's been happening recently, competing from state level and the pathways to get all the way up to the World Championships. Everyone has their own takes and their own sort of pathways to get there, and opinions around what's correct and what's right and whatever. But no, I don't think anyone really knows exactly the pathway. There is not really a pathway that's lined out for us. We've been talking about this for the past week or so, which has been really good to get your take on it, Max. And I think it's important to spread that opinion to the wider community. But what's your sort of views on where we should be competing, and first of all, I suppose we should start, like, what do we think that the current philosophy around competing is internationally?
We're discussing how do you become world champion.
Pretty much.
Yeah, that is the full pathway from dojo to world champion. How do you do it?
Well, yeah, I guess so. I guess that's what everyone's doing. Is that what everyone's doing when they're competing internationally? Is that what the goal is? Or is the goal I just want to represent Australia at some form and some capacity? Like,
I think if it's that case, then they stop at that part in the pathway. You know, it's still the same pathway from dojo to world champion. It's just if you want to aim for this section, which is the national champion, then you stop there along the pathway.
Right.
But that's what nobody knows is what is the pathway, and there are some opinions that are wrong, and then there's our opinion.
Some are controversial.
But I do love your take on this, Max. So we want to hear it. How do you become world champion?
So I think it's changed more recently over the years. Now with Series A's being more available, youth leagues, especially Premier Leagues, these are things that are really obviously set and there now, which growing up they weren't necessarily there. There were still other options, but not as publicised. So it's like if you look at it as a little bit of a step on the ladder, you got states, then you got nationals and like Oz Open and all that, then you got Oceania. And traditionally what's happened is world championships. And you can see you're missing a lot of runs on that ladder. If in between, you got to work your way up to there. You can't just go from Oceania and win Oceania and then go straight to Worlds where you're fighting whoever. It's a big jump. I've tried it, I've done it, and if you do it too early, for me, it took me a long time mentally to take that step back. And it's hard to work your way down the ladder if you go too early. So for me, it's states, nationals, Oceania, and then things like going overseas. So for me, I went to England and did a few comps over there and had good success there. And like Ben went there as well, Yelena, Iris, and we all got medals. So it's like an international comp, but you're just getting confidence fighting internationally, you know what I mean? And then the next step, I've done some Italian comps that were a little bit harder, but it's still getting comfortable on the international stage. And then the next step, you're more looking towards like the Budapest Open, which is a pretty high level non-Series A or Premier League international comp. And then hopefully you've had success along the way. Then you start to get into the Series A's and the Premier Leagues and have success there, even if it might not even be a medal. Maybe you win some rounds, or you beat someone in the top 32, or you beat a medalist here and there. And then Premier Leagues and World Championships. And if you do that and have success at every point, it's not even about becoming a better fighter. You need to be comfortable. You know what I mean? So you can get there and be the best fighter in the world, or you can go and train with world champions and feel like you're doing okay. But if you can't replicate it because you're not comfortable and you haven't done it before, you go from nationals and then you go to world championships. It's a massive jump, and it's a bit of a deer in the headlights type thing. It can be.
And it's devastating if you believe that you are, like, after you win Oceania, that you are ready for a medal at World Championships and you don't achieve that. And worse, you get knocked out first round or you lose all fights in the new pool system. It's devastating. You come back and you're like, I am so far off the mark. Yeah. So I completely agree. A ladder analogy is perfect. You can't just go straight to World Championships from Oceania. You need all those steps in between, and I feel like you need to achieve at all those different steps before you move to the next one. If you're not medaling at the Italian comp or some other like Austrian Open and Luxembourg Open, this sort of stuff, you shouldn't be aiming towards like Budapest Open or Series A's or especially Premier Leagues, and then especially World Championships. You're just not there yet. You need to be achieving at that stage to then move on to the next one.
And it's okay if you're not there yet.
Yeah.
Like it's okay you have to, what do they call it in AFL? Like if you take some time in the VFL.
Oh,
like it's like getting your
get some form.
Yeah, get your kilometres or get your license or whatever it is. You know what I mean?
Yep.
It's just like, just take your time.
Yeah.
Have fun while you're doing it as well.
Yeah.
So,
I think it's okay to like sprinkle in a healthy mix of things that are beyond your comfort zone and your ability, because that's how you grow and that's how you get better. But it's tough, like if, especially with the new qualification system, you win the Oceania Championships, and for someone like myself, you're just stuck in the Premier League system. Like I would have loved to have, I've only done 2 Series A's at this current format. And I kind of would have loved to have done a few more Series A's just to, cut my teeth a little bit more and work my way up through there. You just get stuck straight into the Premier League system, and that's tough, and you can't go back down because of the ranking system.
It's such an advantage to have that feeling of achieving a medal on an international stage, whether it's Series A or less. So then when you are competing at Premier League or World Championships and you find yourself in those medal bouts, you're like, I've felt this before. So it's such an advantage, and it can be done. It's not like we're saying you cannot go straight from Oceania champion and medal at Worlds. It is possible, and you should believe that going into World Championships. But also have some, maybe a bit of lower expectations. It's like, if I get through a couple rounds, that's an amazing achievement. So if you do have an early exit, it's not saying I am so far off the mark and I thought I was going to do this and I didn't achieve it and I'm terrible because of it.
Well, how did you sort of touched on it a little bit before, Max? You sort of jumped in too early with with your medal at the Series A, or you fought for bronze in 2018 when you were 18 years old, and you had a pretty big rise as a junior, and it was an amazing run. We've talked about it a couple of times, the feelings that you had after that Series A 5th place. Just take us through like what that reflection was and where you were at mentally. And
it was a weird one because it was, I didn't expect it, and I said this at the Kaizen seminar in the Q&A. It's like I went in with absolutely no expectations because it was my first international senior comp. I think I did maybe 2 or 3 in Australia, but I was injured that year as well, so like even that was interrupted. And I was just kind of going to get experience, and because I didn't have that weight on my shoulders, I fought pretty well and did all right. But then what happened, because it was the Olympic trials, it was the first, I think it was the first
That
one
was
we
the
got,
first
or
year.
at least one of them. One of the first ones we got points from.
Yep.
It was one of them. So I was kind of skyrocketed ahead of everybody. And I'm like, geez, now I got to really put everything into this. So I think I did 6 or 6. I think I did 6 Serie A's that year, and I didn't win a round. And that's what I'm talking about. I wasn't ready. Like, even though I did okay in the first one, I was very free and I fought very well, but I don't think I was ready to stay at that level yet. I think I would have benefited a lot as an 18-year-old, especially, to go to an English Open, maybe the Budapest Open or an Italian comp, things like that, and even do some training over there. And it like, I kind of got stuck. I jumped a few ladders and got stuck up there. And once you're up there, if you're missing those steps, it's very hard to get back down, and it's a long way down as well. And mentally, it kind of, I'm not going to say messed me up, because it didn't, but it did break my confidence a little bit. And it took me a long time to get it back. I'd say the last 2 Europe trips I did with Ben and then Iris kind of helped me build that back up. And that's why I've been so big on taking those steps, because you need to get confident, and you don't want to have that confidence ripped away from you.
It's hard as well when you're in that stage and you feel like you're up that level. You're like, oh, well, I must be here because, I was fighting for bronze and I should be here, and I feel half comfortable. I feel almost there, and you think to yourself like, this is where I need to be. Yeah. But I don't know if it's very common for the trend for people to go, all right, well, you know what? It's okay just to take a backward step, and you know what? I'm going to do this comp here that, builds your confidence, like you said, get it through a few rounds, medal, and then jump back up. I just don't know if that's talked about very often. So if it's not talked about, people feel, well, actually, I think I just need to stay here and just keep trying and go again and go again and go again. And then that just, like you said, it just beats down your confidence. And then getting back up to that spot is really hard. So, it's interesting to hear that side in your story on that, because it doesn't say mess you up, but it derails you, and you sort of confused in which way to go. So in terms of your international sites now, like where are you looking at now?
Well, now I feel like I'm at the point where I can win a Series A. I've fought a few fighters that have won Series A's and medalled there. I felt like there was, in Salzburg, it was kind of laid out for me and I could have medalled, but it just wasn't meant to be. It felt good in Georgia as well, so hopefully Malaysia, it'll be the one. But I feel confident at this level now. I've built my confidence up in like all the English comps, the Italian comps, Budapest Open.
And they're all different though, right? Yeah. So I don't know if people know the English and the Italian and the Budapest Open. Would you say that they're all ranked very similar, or how would you see those comps?
It's kind of like the English Open was a good like starter comp. Like I went there. There's definitely good fighters in England. All the divisions are very different, but I had some good fights, scored a lot of points. Then at the Touring Cup and Adidas Open, a lot of good fights. I got bronze in both, but I could have won both as well. But it's probably a little bit higher than the Australian Open, I'd say. A little bit, pretty similar though. And then the Budapest Open, I'd probably put it on a similar level to a Series A. Like I fought a guy that's in the top 32 there. Every single person I fought there does the Series A's and all that stuff. So it's like kind of 3 different steps. Going back to that ladder, boom, boom, boom.
Yeah, so your end goal is the top of the ladder.
Yeah.
Which is world champion.
Yeah.
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 But right now your aim is the next step on that ladder.
I want to find success. And I've been very vocal about that. If you spoke to me, I want to find success at a Series A first. And I think I can. I want to medal there and then move on.
That's so good.
Yeah. I think that's so important. And do you feel like when you're fighting within Australia, Nationals, Oz Open, this sort of stuff, like winning that is integral to your next step? Like gold, not silver. Silver's not good enough. Gold is integral for you to make the step to medaling at a Series A.
I don't think so. Not anymore. I think it does depend on your division a little bit. Like I mentioned earlier with the English comp, like every division's different. There's divisions in Australia where there's 3 or 4, even 4 people that could medal at a youth league. I'm thinking of a few divisions in the juniors that I know a few people could medal at a youth league. A few senior divisions, I think the same thing. So it's not, obviously it would definitely help. You want to be winning, but that's just my opinion. There is a fair few people that I think are pretty close to that level now.
Yeah, I think the the way that we look at the results at the national championships and the Aussie Open needs to shift a little bit, because someone that's competing for a bronze and a silver and gold, you may just fight someone that's really, really good at your level. Like, we have some amazing competitors in our division. You got Yoni, Willem, myself. I got Ben. We're constantly, these are athletes who are in the world's team. So if you come second or third to these athletes, you can't kick your feet up and go, oh, I'm no good enough, because you're fighting some of the best athletes in the world.
Yeah.
Like, I consider this men's team, when I fight you guys, to be the best in the world. And if I'm losing to you guys, I think I lost to Rory first round at the Oceania in the Open. Like, if losing first round at a face value sounds bad, right? But quote unquote, I'm just making sure that the podcast people can. I did the quotation marks. But realistically, I fought the number one male athlete in minus 67 first round. Like, it's the mindset shift and the way that we interpret the results can change by going, all right, well, maybe this is actually okay. This is fine.
I think that's you. Like, you don't see, if you were in France, you don't see Enzo fighting Stephen DaCosta. I don't know if they ever fought.
Yeah.
And then losing to Stephen and being like, I'm not good enough. I can't do this. This is impossible. I can't even beat somebody at my national level.
Yeah.
It's Stephen DaCosta. Like, just chill. You're still on that path.
Yeah.
I think that's so important to consider. And if, you're not first, but you're second, and you're competing for that first. If you're competing for that first, doesn't matter if you are the number one in that given tournament. When you're aiming for the next step on that ladder, which I think should be, your guys' point is like Series A medal, then who cares if you lose to Yoni? Who cares if you lose to Ben? It's not a prerequisite to achieving your next goal.
Yeah.
I think people get caught up a little bit in their own mind, in their own, I'm doing this, I need to do this. You forget, Mitchell, you're on your own step. I'm here, like, wherever we are, like, we all have our own careers, we're all trying to do the same thing. So
how do you
things happen, you know what I mean?
Do you want to, like, elaborate a little
I'll
bit?
try to. You might need to help me out here.
No,
it's like,
right.
So you're aiming for Premier Leagues and World Championships.
Yep.
I'm aiming for Series A's and one-day Premier Leagues. Like, we're all aiming for the same thing. And we're all training, we're all competing, we're all going to the same place. So if you're competing, you kind of just said it, if you're competing against someone that's aiming for on that same step of the ladder, of course you're not going to win every time. Things happen, you get kicked in the head, you get taken down. You can't win every fight against people on that same level. Just not going to happen.
And the more people that are on that step of the ladder, different ladders, the more achievable it is for each of you individually to get to the next step, because you're all pushing each other, you're all developing each other. And it doesn't matter who's first, second or third, you're all getting better, which means you're all that little bit closer to the next step on that ladder.
Imagine if we were all training with each other like 5-6 times a year.
Yeah, exactly. Like the old Camp Bacchus days.
Oh, bring it back. Bring it back. Leading it
Camp
back.
Bacchus times Kaizen Culture. Cross.
Challenge accepted.
And that's actually something that we didn't mention when we were talking about the training camp, is we had a day that the referees came down and it was full matches. So that's fantastic for you guys to be competitive against each other in a scenario with referees. We can go on to how good it was for the referees and how you bring coaches, athletes and referees together, and it's fantastic, but we'll talk on that. The main point is that you guys get to feel that pressure, competitive pressure, versing each other. The more that happens, if it can happen periodically throughout the year, the better it's going to be for all your development.
Yeah, it's interesting to, like, when we do these fights and all that sort of stuff, like, and we fight each other at Oz Open and Nationals, like, when we square up at Oz Open or Nationals, I'm like, I'm going to beat you so badly. But at the end of it, I can't remember the last time I actually beat you. I can't remember.
Max can.
Neither.
But like, it doesn't change how much I want to beat you. Like,
Yeah.
but the fact is like, oh well, you just gotta let it go because I'm not trying to. I am obviously trying to win the Nationals and the Oz Open, but it's almost like that doesn't matter so much because I'm like, as long as I'm training to win here, that's my priority, and I'm not gonna get hung up on a bloody a bronze medal match in the Aussie Open against Max, who I wish I had won, and I think I could have won and made some mistakes, or he was just better on the day. But it's like, I'm not getting hung up on that because the sights are, I feel like everyone should be going and taking everything with a little bit of a grain of salt, you know?
100%. And the world champion, like who achieves gold, I think it's unrealistic to think that everybody needs to be the same as like Abdelaziz, who has won everything for a number of years now. Every comp he's entered, gold medal, and that's great for him to achieve world champion. However, there's so many world champions that didn't perform, like get first at every single tournament in the year that they won the world champion. Like Tuba Yakan is somebody who comes to mind from Turkey. Not a big performer at the Premier League that year. I think she medalled at a couple of them, but she didn't win every single one. And she still won the world championship. So Ali Sofuoglu is a great example again.
Turkey.
Turkey. Didn't perform during the year, did win gold in Budapest. So I think that mindset needs to shift, that you need to win every single time, and you only when you're doing that consistently are you ready for the next step. It's not that case.
What do you think? How many OKC won the NBA last year? How many games did they lose?
I don't actually
They didn't go undefeated, did they?
No.
Hey,
True. Yeah.
That's a great analogy. Yeah.
Like the
Brisbane Lions didn't go undefeated.
back to back. That's great.
No.
It's but I think this was probably opens up a conversation for another day, but even just stripping it back further to like not just Aussie Open or Nationals competitions, but even just like the fight nights that we have, like those moments where we're doing a match simulation where there's referees and all that sort of stuff, like that, be competitive, try to win and try to execute X, Y, Z, but it actually doesn't matter if you win or lose there at all. You know what I mean? So
To your end goal. And it's the same at Nationals and Oz Open. It doesn't matter if you are the gold medalist.
yeah, it's true.
It just doesn't. If your end goal is world champion, it does not matter.
Well, the next step for both of us is the Series A in Malaysia. So we're flying out. When is it? A couple of days from now. By the time this comes out, we should all be there.
It's Friday. It's the first day of competition.
Oh, yes,
the
today.
day of release.
Yep. Who's competing today?
We've got all of male kata, all of female kata,
Yes.
and then we've got Daniel Thielen in the plus 84 kilograms. I don't believe
boy.
anyone else is plus 84.
No.
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 Yeah.
It's going to be
So
good.
all the karatekas. Wow, that's a tongue twister.
Karate katas.
Karatekas. All them and Daniel Thielen.
Yeah. But yeah, I think this is going to be a good championships. You know, in Malaysia, it's close to home. We've got a lot of athletes going, and I think there's a big chance for us to bring home some medals. And I hope you're one of them, Max. I reckon it'll be a good weekend.
You're one of them too, Mitch.
Oh, thanks.
Yeah, you got to lose the weight first. Hey.
What are you talking about? I'm 75 kilos right now.
I'm closer to my weight than Mitchell for the
you're
first
not.
time.
Well, according to what this morning?
The scales.
According to what? They don't lie.
Maybe. Who knows? Who knows? I didn't eat much today. Did you eat much today?
What did I have? I had some pho today.
Soupy noodles.
All right, fine. Let's bust out the scales. Let's right now, live on the
Number
pod.
comes
No.
out on the screen. We'll see. I got the swimsuit. It's fine.
I've got a great stat for Jakarta 2022.
Really?
The medals that Australia got. We got 1 silver, 1 bronze, 1 5th place, and 1 9th place.
Really?
Out of a team of
20 or
USA, around 20. So that's a 25% hit rate in places, which is pretty cool. So I definitely think that Malaysia is the level that a lot of our Australian team are at, and I'm quietly optimistic. on quite a few athletes. So I'm super excited for today.
Real quickly before we finish, we actually had a listener comment and question right in.
Oh, wow.
Max, yeah, did you know about this?
No, I didn't.
From someone by the name of Wayne Noble.
Who's that?
How do you spell it?
Wayne.
Yeah.
No, he just said he wanted to ask you a couple of things. Most memorable moment so far
That's a great one.
in your karate career? Go on.
What year was Newcastle?
2022?
Yeah,
No, Oceania.
that'll be up there, that team event. Yeah, the first time Australia won a team event in 8 years.
8 years, yeah.
Yeah.
2014 was the last time.
Yep, and 4 years later, 4 in a row, 4-peat, bang. That was a pretty memorable moment. I remember walking back into the warm-up area, all the boys sitting together. It was pretty special, wasn't it?
Far out. I still remember it so clearly, hey.
Yeah.
A lot of tears.
Yeah.
I wish I could see some footage of that.
Oh.
But Kaizen Culture wasn't there.
You gotta
See
do-
everyone since, but not the first.
That was so good. And your dad was actually there coaching us, which was pretty special. That was awesome.
No, it was a good moment. It was good team. Team events are always fun. So yeah, beating New Zealand as well. We like you guys, but also we hate you guys. You know what I mean? It was a good one.
Yeah. No, that's very good. And next question here, pretty deep and meaningful, but what comes next for you, Max? Let's say after this year, what happens? What's on the cards?
Did I win Malaysia or not?
We'll never know.
Yeah, you did.
All right.
Because you are.
Yeah, exactly.
You know?
All right.
Does it matter?
I think so. Yeah, we're talking about those steps.
Okay.
You know
All
what
right,
I
yeah,
mean?
fair enough.
Yeah, I've got to
Actually,
jump
yeah,
up to
actually,
the next step. What's the next step? That would be the Premier League. It depends on my ranking as well.
Yep.
Like if I get a medal here, maybe what am I ranked at the moment? I think I'm 40 something.
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe I will
Yeah,
enter the top 32.
Might very well.
That's what I'm talking about. Once you're up to there, you're kind of forced to do that a little bit. But no, I'd love to do a few more smaller international comps, just building on that confidence and experience. Maybe some training over there. Get some camps in Australia going on. Just continue what we're doing. I think we're on a really good path, and just continuing building a good foundation for Australia for the future as well. So that's the goal.
That's a big part of it, is continuing this the culture that we've set up, which not set up, but we've sort of fostered, which has been really special. And yeah, it'd be a shame to see that just end. Whenever we stop competing. Hopefully that's a long time away, but yeah, incorporating that next generation of athletes, which is really important, which I really like what you said there. Maybe you might have to take the reins and help out on that one, Max.
Oh, you reckon?
Yeah.
Coaching?
Oh, a bit of coaching.
Is that what you meant?
Yeah, why not?
Yeah, why not? Let's
Coach-
do it.
let's coach.
Coaching, leadership, all of it. All of the
Well,
above.
you're a state coach now.
Yeah, assistant state coach at the moment.
Yep.
Hoping to
Take the big man's job.
take the old boy's job.
boy's job.
Yeah, one day, hopefully.
Yeah.
DT might beat me to it. Daniel Thielen.
Yeah.
We'll see how we go.
Yeah.
That's definitely a goal, be a
Wicked.
coach one day. I want to be able to jump in and train a little bit as well, so not be,
Just a coach, yeah.
keep the weight down a little bit, see how we go.
Not so much KFC afterwards, eh?
You just got to train more.
Just balance.
Yeah. Train more.
Just a bucket once a week.
Yeah.
That's fine. That's
Twice.
okay. Twice. All right. I think that's been fantastic to talk about all this stuff here, Max. I wish we could talk way longer, because I reckon this is just a massive can of worms. But if anyone has any thoughts and opinions on the strategies from becoming from state competitions to world champion, love to hear it, because, just open that dialogue and talk about those pathways and the steps on the ladder.
Yeah. How does what we've discussed during this pod change from what you see as the pathway, or what you saw before you listened to this, maybe as well? How does it differ? Open communication.
Yeah.
That's what we need. Conversation in karate. Keep it moving.
Very good. Anything you'd like to say before we wrap up, Maxi? Anything you'd like to say to the karate community?
Not really. Thanks for having me. Love what you boys are doing. So it's very good.
Awesome. All right. Thanks, Max. As always, please let us know your thoughts and opinions and anything you'd like us to chat about. After all, we're an organisation for you. Send us an email at kaizenculture.info@gmail.com or simply send us a DM on Instagram or Facebook and we will try our very best to get back to you. This has been a pleasure. Thanks so much, Max. Thanks, Nate.
Cheers, mate.